For over half a century, talent shows have become a massive part of reality television and appeal to billions around the world. However, in 2006, one talent show hit our screens and it changed reality television forever. This documentary will tell the story of what influenced Simon Cowell to make the show, how it nearly never made it to air, and I asked the age-old question, why the bloody hell is this show so good? This is the Got Talent story. Hello and welcome to the Got Talent story. I'm Adam Khan and I'm going to take you through the journey of how the Got Talent franchise came to be. Are you ready?
Yes!
Great! In which case, let's get to it.
This week on your Opportunity Knocks!
Opportunity Knocks was the first big variety talent show to hit screens back in 1956. The show was always about celebrating new talent and not entirely about judging. Criticising the acts were actually strictly off limits. It wasn't until ITV were going to create a brand new talent show where criticising the acts became a thing.
And here is your host for tonight, Derek Hobson.
New faces introduced something that would eventually become a regular part of Simon Cowell's talent shows, the judging panel. The show introduced judges Tony Hatch and Mickie Most, who were known for their brutal honesty, which inspired Simon to be the judge he is today.
I loved Tony Hatch, I loved Mickie Most, but I remember thinking those two are hilarious.
Would you want to say? Sorry, I got to interrupt you. No, gentlemen, I must.
Mickie Most, still one of the greats in the music industry. I really looked up to Mickie and he inspired me.
Today, the Got Talent shows are the biggest variety show on TV, reaching billions of people around the planet. In the noughties, the talent shows became increasingly popular around the planet, with the likes of the X Factor, Pop Idol, and Pop Stars. However, these shows were all for singers.
I used to like these variety shows from America years ago. Things like Live at the Apollo and stuff like that. Loved them. And I liked the fact that there were more than singers. And then when we started these singing shows, then there were just tons of copycat shows, all with singers. And I literally used to yearn for dancing dogs and stuff like that. And in the end I thought, if no one else is going to make it, we might as well make it ourselves. It is a show literally with no rules. That was one of the conditions when we made this show, is that literally anyone can enter, any country, any age, and within reason. It doesn't matter what your act is.
However, the Got Talent shows almost never came to be. Simon had the idea of wanting another variety show on the telly, so he decided to pitch his idea to ITV, who decided to go ahead with a pilot. The judges were Piers Morgan, Fern Britton, and Simon Cowell, with Paul O'Grady as the host. The acts from the audience started to perform, showcasing all sorts of different crazy talents. However, even though the pilot was hilarious and a success, TV bosses on the other hand still weren't too keen on the idea of having variety back on our screens.
ITV didn't want it, nobody wanted it. But somebody at NBC in America had heard that I was making a pilot and met with me in Los Angeles, and they literally bought the show in the room. And then because it did one in America, then I sold it back to England.
Simon now had his variety show on air, only this time in a different country. The show became known for its buzzers, and the fact there were no age limits, no boundaries, no second chances, and the grand prize of $1 million. And the show quite literally had everything.
It's the #1 variety show, so you don't know what to expect. When somebody walks out on that stage, you don't know if they're going to swallow swords, they're going to eat fire, they're going to dance, they're going to sing. You don't know what is going on, and I love that element.
However, there was one main aspect of Got Talent that everyone grew to love, and is one of the most popular aspects of the show today.
Just came to my head, it would be fantastic to have these buzzers, these big X's. It's quite sort of cartoony, and it's quite rude, and it's different.
The idea of buzzing off acts dates back to The Gong Show.
Larry Rumble!
Barry! Yeah,
The Gong Show was a show where you started. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to get off.
However, on Germany's Got Talent, or as it's called there, Das Super Talent, a new buzzer was introduced in 2012, which would later become a big part of the Got Talent franchise, the Golden Buzzer. On Germany, each judge could press the Golden Buzzer once a series, and the act on stage would go straight through to the next round. 2 years later, in 2014, Simon Cowell decided to introduce this format to Britain, thus making the Golden Buzzer be a part of the show around the world.
For today, take this music, if you sit, let it take you.
I like these two. I do.
After America's Got Talent's successful first season, Simon decided to sell it back here to the UK. When Britain's Got Talent started in 2007, 50,000 people applied to try and be crowned winner of Britain's Got Talent. After the pilot, Paul O'Grady turned down any opportunity to present the show, as the show was originally going to be called Paul O'Grady's Got Talent. O'Grady said how he told the producers they thought they were having a joke if they thought he would front a show with that title, and that he refused to take the gig as it sounded quite arrogant. But does anyone actually like Paul O'Grady?
No.
That's what I thought, Mel. That's what I thought. Once the show got commissioned to air on ITV, Fern Britton exited the show after not being a fan of the pilot, swiftly being replaced by Amanda Holden. When filming for auditions started, the show had a chance of never making it to air again, because Britain didn't seem to have much talent.
It's not a talent. It's like setting fire to yourself.
Today we're going to show you freestyle frisbee.
Let's see it.
We've been through about 4 major cities in this country, and I felt depressed. I genuinely felt depressed.
Disaster. It's been a complete and utter waste of time.
God, I'm having the worst day so far. It's just tedious.
I was tired, fed up, genuinely believing the show actually wouldn't even make it on air.
He can never hide it. He was like, oh no, there's no talent here, and he had a bit of a strop as he normally does, and kind of badmouthed everybody. And then they had a bit of a break and came back, and things changed.
Yes, and things did change, with Paul Potts taking the stage shortly later. Britain's Got Talent was actually a massive success in the first series. The show's premiere opened to a low 4.9 million viewers, but over its series 1 that year, with every episode getting more and more viewers, with the finale of the first season peaking with an audience of 13.5 million viewers, as they crowned Paul the first ever winner of Britain's Got Talent.
Paul Potts!
Paul Potts was a very classy act, and was a great winner for the first season. You there, say something classy like Paul Potts.
I started off singing in my nan's toilet.
Jesus. In the first 2 years of Britain's Got Talent, in the first 3 years of America's Got Talent, there wasn't a breakout moment until season 3 of Britain's Got Talent, where one 3-minute audition changed talent show history forever.
It's been a long, horrible day in Glasgow. Terrible acts, audience getting on their backs, and it was a really bad atmosphere.
Do you normally drop it?
Yeah.
However, unbeknownst to the judges, the audience, and Ant and Dec, backstage was a woman who was going to make that long, horrible day in Glasgow a day they'll never forget.
I remember this lady walking up to the microphone with a sort of a funny walk, and I thought she was going to be a comedian because she did this funny walk. And I remember mentally thinking, this is going to take 5 seconds, when she said, I'm going to be a singer, I want to be a singer. And then within about 2 seconds, everything changed.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
You didn't expect that, did you? Did you? No.
How arrogant were we to assume she was going to be rubbish, and she proved everybody wrong in that one song. It was brilliant, and she absolutely knew she was going to knock our socks off.
It was spellbinding. It was one of those moments when your spine starts to tingle. It was amazing.
That was the moment where I thought, if she can hit the chorus, this song is going to change her life forever. I could feel it.
a standing ovation. Even the judges stood up.
Susan Boyle, you can go back to the village with your head held high. It's 3 S's.
Susan Boyle's audition changed talent shows and had the biggest impact on social media ever.
Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.
It happened so rapidly and it went global so quickly. It's a very human story that crosses boundaries and continents and countries. Everybody understands that story.
Susan Boyle is now appearing in newspaper headlines around the world.
Overraskede Susan Boyle. Susan Boyle.
The voice and the life story of Susan Boyle.
Susan's audition became the world's most viewed video of the internet in 2009.
Easily the hottest piece of video on the web in the world.
Now Susan Boyle is one of the most recognizable faces in the world.
Go from the complete anonymity into global superstardom and having 300 million people downloading you. It is, to me, the most extraordinary transformation in terms of speed I've ever seen in this business. Unbelievable pressure. I was getting text messages and emails within an hour of the show going out on TV from China, from Russia, from friends in Australia, from all around Europe. And I texted Simon, who was in LA, and said, "Are you getting the same reaction I am?" This was on the night it first went on television, and he went, "It's crazy." I said, "There's something going on." Already we could feel it. The reaction was just insane.
Susan Boyle changed Got Talent forever, and other countries picked up the show because of it. Since then to now, multiple acts from Got Talent around the world have gone viral. The Got Talent shows tend to be entertaining, and one way in which acts tend to make their performances entertaining is by tearing into the heart of every nation: politics. Politics is an interesting part of Got Talent because even though it isn't focused around it, it is touched upon through comedy.
Bit of gossip for you actually about the judges. They're replacing Simon next year with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. But they're not letting him press the big red button.
Isn't Jack Howell hilarious? I bet you enjoyed that, didn't you, Ruth?
That's that funny.
In 2017, Jeff Tractor took the America's Got Talent stage to make America's Got Talent a whole lot more political.
Stop with the fake booze. Well, it's Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Uptown funk you up. 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 Uptown funk you up.
The singing Trump went viral after his amazing performances. I wonder what this act thinks of President Trump.
Oh, God almighty, that's going to be... I'm great at one-word answers, me, so...
Alright then, what's your name?
I'm Simon Carvell, I'm 48, and I'm from Rossendale in Lancashire.
That was more than one word, mate. Anyway, not only does Got Talent focus on politics, but it needs to focus on the culture. The prize of Britain's Got Talent is £250,000 and the chance to perform at the Royal Variety Performance. This is really based around the British culture, as the Royal Variety is a massive part of the lives of the British public. Got Talent appeals to its culture through its prizes, much like America. America's Got Talent prize isn't to perform in front of the royal family, as that's a prize suited for a British audience. So the prize in America is $1 million, and from season 3 onwards, a chance to have a headline show in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a place to hit the big time, and a winner getting to perform there is a massive prize and suits the American culture, as people go to Las Vegas in America to watch shows. The Got Talent franchise changes its format around the world to suit its culture. For example, the runtime in Ireland is an hour long because it's not a very popular show over there, averaging viewing figures of 429,000. The runtime in Britain and Australia is an hour and a half, as the show is not as popular as America, where the show is 2 hours, or Spain and Italy, where the show is 3 hours. Furthermore, the popularity on the show is impacted by the culture, which ultimately impacts the format of the show. America's Got Talent is the most popular Got Talent around the planet, and because of this, the show's format is longer. Britain and most other Got Talents have 3 rounds: the auditions, the live semi-finals, and the grand finale, where they crown their winner. However, in America, the show has 5 rounds, an extra live show in the middle round called the Judge Cuts. But what are the Judge Cuts?
That's a very good question.
20 acts battling for 7 spots. This is the last chance to impress the judges.
4 judges need a bit of help, so each week a special guest judge will join the panel.
Country legend Reba McEntire!
That was the most depressing song I've ever heard in my life.
My man Neo! I can completely see you in Vegas right now. Comedy legend George Lopez!
I've never seen anything quite like it. It's hard to get swagger in a sweater.
From One Direction is Louis Tomlinson!
You are the coolest 6-year-old I have ever met.
The guest judge has the power of the golden buzzer, which if they press it, would send their act straight through to the next round. With the auditions, with the judge cuts, with the contestants, with the judges, with the buzzers, the Got Talent franchise is the biggest, the best, and the most entertaining talent show of modern day television.
It's just so inspirational, and it's so amazing to see that there's all these people in the world with these amazing talents.
There's something amazing and sincere about this show that is different from a lot of other shows.
This show really does work, and it does create true stars. And so I think people hitting that stage are going to be like, whoa, this is the opportunity to change my life forever.
Someone comes out and everyone goes, what's this joker gonna do? What could this person possibly have? And then they start doing their thing, and then by the end you're like,
Whether I was on the show or not, I would still be watching the show with my 3 kids, laughing, crying, and celebrating.